thought all in all we had some very good opportunities to open the scoring. And it looked like they'd just made the game a little bit untidier in the second period. And as I said, that maybe we'd missed our chance, but perseverance of the group was great. Changes that came into the game I thought made a difference. And all in all, I thought we thoroughly deserved the 2-0 victory.
What is going through your head during the lightning delay when you're going back to the locker room, and do you kind of talk to the guys about, okay, the plan doesn't change, or does the plan change when you have that delay?
It's really difficult for both teams. You go and prepare yourselves, everything's built up towards a particular kick-off time, and then it's delayed. It's bad enough to go back out and prepare in a brief 10-minute window, but to have that pulled from underneath your feet as well, it's just tough mentally. There's no way around it. You've got to somehow stay focused, stay engaged, and I actually felt we started very brightly, and credit to the players. They took all of it in their stride. They're very professional. Stacey Daniels, our fitness coach, was terrific in the locker room, keeping the boys engaged and active, which is not easy. But in terms of what we were able to do and how we were able to deal with it, you can only really measure that from how we started, and I thought we started well.
You mentioned, did you think around the 75th minute that, man, this might be one of those games where you guys might not be able to get that final goal, or get that goal because of all the chances you guys were creating tonight?
It felt that way. The first half, if I can remember well enough, I thought we had much clearer sights of goal. We looked more threatening. I thought there were many moments that we should have made more of, or certainly should have opened the scoring. And you have to give credit to them. Second period, they looked, I thought, more difficult to break down. They grew in confidence. The longer the game went on, clean sheet. And it does wonders for team spirit when you can keep your goal intact, especially when you've been under pressure. Sights of goal were few for them. They had one very good opportunity. Listen up. Matt Pickens has had next to nothing to do, and he makes a terrific save from their one moment in the game, which is testimony to the quality of the goalkeeper. But yeah, to your point, I felt as though maybe we weren't going to find that moment. It's just a feeling you get standing on the line that you've been banging at the door for so long. But as I said, great credit to the players. They persevered. Terrific finish from Matt LaGrassa. The set piece, or second phase set piece, was wonderful. I'm absolutely delighted. From the corner, the flick, and Rapapa's finish at the back post. The substitutes, as I said, I felt made a difference. They injected some energy and some life into what had been a good attack, but probably needed a little bit of help. Couldn't be more pleased with how the players have performed, and of course the way the game went.
After the St. Louis game, you kind of talked about how you had possession, but there wasn't enough purpose to it. It seemed really different because you guys were putting a lot of shots on goal, but not managing to find the back of the net. Is that almost more frustrating because you know that you have the ability to find those looks, but you just can't put them in?
There's a lot of things that you want to try and get out of any given game, and especially early in the season, you want to see some progression in the way that the team's playing and some consistency. What I saw was really a nice progress from last Saturday's game against Ottawa, where we had good sights of goal, we were effective going forward, and we were also very difficult to play against. And that bodes well for the future. I'd rather be creating, 20 20 odd shots at goal, 7 on target, some very good moments, a penalty shout that was turned down again. Can someone tell me if it was or it wasn't?
Looked like it could have been.
Well, I'd like to see it again because that'll be the 3rd penalty that we haven't got in the early part of the season that should have been. But all in all, I'd rather be creating, and you know I think the vein that runs through the team at the moment is one of a confident and positive nature. So I'm of course very pleased about that.
You have 14 shots from inside the box, and especially Daniel seemed like he was really active tonight. What does that kind of say about just the ongoing, building that chemistry and those front three? What does that kind of say to you, that progress that's starting to come together?
The front two that started did great. You know, I had no issues with the way that we built out, the chances we created. You're always looking for that real clear sight of goal, or maybe a little bit of fortune. Both forwards and wide players, the fullbacks were very active. Midfield players were getting very high up the field. We regained in good areas, and we kept some good pressure on their back line in that first period, especially. You don't always get what you deserve, and we didn't. And on those days, you've got to stay focused and strong and believe that moment will come. They've had a tough week. 3 games in a week's never easy, we knew that. And the latter stages of the game against a well-organised and resilient group, I mean, you know, they've fought tremendously hard tonight and they've given an awful lot. It certainly wasn't a cakewalk for us, but it's a good result. They're a decent side, and I wouldn't mind betting that their results don't start to turn a corner and they're far better than maybe we're seeing at the moment.
Darnell made his regular season debut for you guys tonight. What did you see out of him?
I thought he was terrific. Absolutely delighted with him. You know, you look at all aspects of that outside back role. What's your distribution like? Are you going to join attacks? Have you got good energy? 1v1 defending was magnificent. Just every facet of his game was spot on. And it's not easy. I mean, he's an experienced guy, but form put Koski in the side to begin with. And he's showed great professionalism. He's worked hard. He's looked the part in training, and he's certainly taken his opportunity tonight.
Does he give you kind of another added element just going forward that maybe Koski does?
To be honest, I don't think they're dissimilar. You know, Koski won't like me saying it, but I think Darnell's a little bit quicker. But other than that, they're very similar guys. They love joining in. They want to be part of the attack. They're both very capable on the ball, and they're both very determined. They're good 1v1 defenders, which is an asset for the group, and they also supply tremendous energy down the flanks. So, listen, I'm delighted. I've got 2 excellent outside right backs and 2 fabulous left-sided players as well. Taylor Washington, who started the season, and of course Justin Davis has been terrific.